Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Wizards Outlook. I'm Cardell Dudley Jr. We got Raymond Lyons and Wilson Tarpe Jr. And again, welcome to, if you guys see us, it means it was probably a Wizards game day. Ordinarily on Tuesdays, we're somewhere else, but kind of off for the holiday break. The Wizards did play their fourth game of this NBA season. They fell to the Bulls tonight, 115-107. The good news, they didn't give up a fourth quarter lead because they didn't have one. The bad news, they're 0-4. It was two winless teams, and the Bulls left Washington. Well, they didn't leave because they're going to play on Thursday, but the Bulls left Capital One tonight with a win, with a number in their win column. The Wizards are still looking to put a number in that portion of their record. Ray, we'll start with you and Cardell. Just your initial thoughts on tonight.
This was a tough one. The toughest one of the season so far. They just looked disjointed and they came out flat, and it lasted the entire game. Couldn't find a lineup that worked. Nobody competed on the defensive end. No sense of urgency. I mean, you would think they would be chomping at the bits because they're 0-3. They basically blew 3 games in a row. They got another winless team coming in here tonight. You would think you wouldn't want to give up the opposing team their first win, but it is what it is. They still can't defend without fouling. They can't defend, period. Chicago, they showed them no respect at all. It was like they treated them like a hockey team that pulled their goalie. Like they was just attacking relentlessly, and they weren't concerned about anything the Wizards was doing on the defensive end. Yeah, man, it's like typically, their offense is able to, keep things respectable. But, when we saw tonight, if you combine their bad defense on a night when they're offensively futile, it gets ugly like it did. They made the score a little prettier than it was at the end, but it was still a blowout in my eyes. Yeah, man, they got some soul searching to do. We talked about it the other night. Like this is not a Scott Brooks issue at this point. The folks on the floor got to get it done. They've for the bulk of the season so far, they've looked well, but they just gave up leads in the fourth. In this game, they just had a bad game from start to finish. So yeah, man, you got about 2 or 3 people that are giving it everything they got, and everybody else, they got to do something, man. Like, tonight they weren't moving the ball like they had been. Just a lot of bailout threes. Bertans, he's got to get something going. He doesn't give you much or anything at all on defense, and now he's not even producing offensively like he did last year. So something's got to give, man. We saw at the end of the game, Russ was visibly frustrated, understandably so. I mean, but he's not blameless either. But that's a conversation for another day. But all in all, man, this was a tough one to watch. I just couldn't. The clock wasn't moving fast enough for me tonight, man. It was brutal.
Cardell.
I agree with you, Raymond. This definitely is the worst loss of the season. They as a team, it's certain guys that got it, but as a team, they're soft. They're soft mentally, they're soft physically, and they're soft emotionally. Even in the first half, they were flat, and you can see Rush trying to fire them up. Yo, what y'all doing? Like compete. You could just tell he's trying to show the way. He's trying to talk to him. It didn't click until the second half came, and they was looking like, yo, we might actually go down 0-4. Well, yeah, because the Bulls were competing. Mm-hmm. And then the 2 most glaring issues that's been there from day one, turnovers and the lack of defense, man. I mean, the Bulls scored 23 points off their turnovers, just stupid turnovers. And this is where Westbrook and Beal got to take a lot of the blame, because I think they combined for 11 of the 23 turnovers. Russ had 6 and Beal had 5. You can't have that from your all-star backcourt, even if they're handling the ball a lot. A lot of it was just careless, John. Like, Bill Dog, don't get me wrong, he can get it, but he can get it done. But he's too careless with the ball coming off the handle. It's too cute, where guys can come from behind, even if he got to be come from behind, knock the ball loose, hit his arm. The ref is not gonna call everything. So when you driving and stuff, you got to learn to protect the ball and play as if the defender is get to you. If they're coming from behind and trying to strip you or make a play on you and stuff. And we all know Russ, honestly, throughout his career, despite the triple doubles and stuff, man, he hasn't been a pure point. You know what I'm saying? Some of his passes, sometimes those no turnovers. It's like, dude, like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? And then you're in a hole. You already can't stop anybody. You're giving them another chance to score on you. That's how they're down big, to start the game. And what I mean by tough, when you get down, you don't just kind of just go through the motions where it looks like, here we go again. You just deflated. You still continue to fight. Russ continue to fight. Thomas Bryant continue to fight. Obviously, Brad's gonna continue to fight. I can't really say that for anybody else. I know DJ, but he's a rookie. He's gonna compete, but he's a rookie. He's still trying to figure stuff out. It's a full game of his career. But everybody else, I can't say they competed, man. I'm just gonna be honest, and that's disheartening when you're going against a team that's 0-3, just like you in your building. You know what I mean? It's bad, man, and I hate that people gonna look at Scott Brooks and stuff for this. Like, what I was saying, they gonna get him fired playing like this. They gonna get him fired, man, because it would be nothing. It would be no reason to keep him around. But if you the players, man, you gotta have some pride, man. You gotta have some pride. Like, you have no business losing to this team. I'm sorry. You just don't. You have a former MVP, both y'all all NBA, both y'all all-star caliber guards. They don't have nothing like that on the Bulls. Y'all two should have won this game just off of principle, just off of, man, you should know what my resume is. Don't play with me. Y'all young boys don't play with me. We're going to get this W, keep it moving. And it's not like that, man. And like you said, Raymond, it's an issue across the league. You got to stop paying so much for specialists, man. I mean, we got to get back to getting basketball players, dog. Because, like I said, you one-dimensional and you don't need to do your job. You hit a few threes and everybody acting like you the second coming of Steph Curry or Clay or Reggie Miller or something like that. But then on defense, you come in the game, you fool. Like, you literally fool. They're coming at you every play, get you in a foul trouble, get you off the court. So you're useless for what you're getting paid to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Rui need to hurry back, man. I don't know. I mean, look, he got to hurry up. Man, he better wash out his eyes, do something, though. He got to hurry up because this ain't going to make it. By the time he come back, it might be changes, serious changes, though. So, man, yeah, it was tough. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, just to piggyback off you guys, I think my biggest thing was just the carelessness with the basketball and the lack of a sense of urgency for a team that has 0 wins. How can you find a way to come, like Cardell, you said they came out flat. How could you can't even afford to come out flat? How is that even a thing? Like, you should have you played prior to the night, you played 3 games where you lost the games in the same quarter. Just literally the same way to 2 different teams, right? With that in mind, I would think it'd be in your best interest. We're going to get through these 3 quarters and finish strong. How the heck do you end up down heading into the 4th? And then by then, we're talking about I laugh with Drew Gooden and stuff like, well, the Wizards are the better team. I mean, that's all well and good if we're talking about on paper, and that's great. But yeah, I'm watching the game and I can't tell. Like, I can't tell. Like, and this is the thing: the Bulls picked higher than you did. This like who are you to look down on them? And then secondly, they got a bunch of dudes that you didn't want. And it's not
All
like,
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, if they have your leftovers or some of your errors in the past or whatever, how do you get beat by them? Otto came off the bench. That's probably the best 15 minutes of his career in the first half. 15 points in 14 minutes. That was crazy. Otto doing that, and then the second half we didn't get nothing from him. You got Saddle getting to the rim at ease, where again, I'm old enough to remember Saddle being here. He was a solid piece, but one of the things he didn't really do well here was get to the basket and shoot, and some of the things he was doing tonight, it was like, really? That's who's knocking down the corner threes for you? I don't understand how people are that wide open. I mean, I know why, because you're not competing on that end. And like Cardell said, the lack of trust defensively leads you to looking like that. It's not like outside of Levine, it's not like the Bulls have a bunch of knockdown shooters. But when your defense looks like that, people get comfortable. Ray, you talk all the time, on different programs we're on. When you let a team hang around, they get comfortable. It's hard to turn the confidence off after they've been comfortable for 3 quarters. You can't all of a sudden just turn their water off where there's been no resistance for 3 quarters. They were unbothered already. So, I mean, it's one of those things. And with the Brooks thing, clearly no one here is saying he's the greatest coach in the NBA, top 5 coach, top 10, none of that. But the defensive thing, that's not on the coach, man. Y'all getting paid. Like you said, where's the pride in, I don't know, maybe staying in front of your man? You know TB's not a big shot blocker back there, but you're not even giving him a chance to protect the rim when it's open season from a driving lane standpoint. What has this been? I feel like, again, I probably need to go look. I feel like he's had 4 or 5 fouls in every game of this season.
At least the last 2.
Who's on?
Thomas Bryant.
So he's trying to help other people.
Yeah.
So again,
they gave him a foul trouble, and he's producing. He would probably average a double-double if he could stay on the floor, but he can't.
Every time he get going,
he's
somebody
picking up other guys.
Yep. Yeah, it's, and that's the thing. Again, it got to start somewhere from a pride standpoint. You're gonna have to want to defend, and this is the thing. You got the Bulls again on Thursday. Man, I think you got Minnesota and Brooklyn coming up next. Depending on how the schedule falls, I know, with Brooklyn, you might miss those 2 dudes on there, or you might catch both of them dudes on there. And even if they're not there, how you playing defense? Brooklyn's others are better than the Bulls.
Yeah.
And the Bulls just got you out the way. It's tough, man. And it's simple, too. That's why it's frustrating. What?
Exactly. And you also got to look at this. And, when they be trying to compare eras and stuff like that, y'all y'all never played the type of previous eras in the NBA have played. They played 3 games in 4 nights, and they look dead. They look absolutely dead today. That's why they were flat. They ain't had no legs. But at the end of the day, no one cares. Because the Chicago Bulls playing, everybody in the same boat. They playing the similar type of schedule as the grind right now. You playing like how it used to be back in the day. And honestly, you're at home, so you should be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're at home. And it's not like you're in Chicago. You had to take a long trip. I get it. 3 games in 4 nights. It's a monster. Yeah. But you get paid a lot of money to recover and be ready to go, though. You know what I'm saying? So anybody trying to hear that. And even if you flat, let's say you come out the first quarter, you flat. I get it. Kick it in again in the second quarter, be close, and then finish them off, man. That's how you do it. You see what I'm saying? You've seen across the league fatigue hitting guys early and stuff like that because of the lack of training camp. Just lack of a lot of stuff because a lot of dudes haven't really played because of COVID since early spring, except those that were in the playoffs. And then they're tired because they just coming back off of basically 2.5 months. You know what I'm saying? Which is not the normal all season. I get it. But these games are to be played. They're scheduled and they count. So you got to figure out a way to win these games. Like you're playing the bottom of the league outside Philly. It's no reason for this, man. It's just in Orlando they were playoff team, but that's what you're aspiring to be. So they should be evenly matched, and you had chances to win those games. It's just disheartening, man. I'm looking at the players, man. Like, I mean, look, they're gonna have to get in each other's face, man. They're gonna have to hold each other accountable. It's gonna have to be some uncomfortable moments for everybody to get where they need to go because all this kind of tiptoeing around and I will be okay, man. It's just few games. All right. It's like you said, like it's a lack of urgency, man. Like you gonna look up and it's February and y'all got like 2 or 3 wins. And then it's a wrap.
And don't forget,
I don't do that urgency thing, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, don't forget, part of the, and then we're going to end up getting to the point. I know, Cardell, you said you didn't want to bring it up, but it's going to get brought up at some point if this continues. It's going to get brought up very quickly, and that's going to be a dark cloud over your head the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got a little bit of time, dude, and it's going to be here very quickly because, again, like Cardell said, you haven't had the murderer's row of opponents to start the year. You have not.
It's about to come. Like January the 1st.
And you gave up the you gave up your wiggle room. So like those games that you could lose, it could be on a schedule where it's an uphill battle. The losses to the Bulls, losses to Orlando. When you got Philly down by double digits, you catch some of these other teams later and they steamroll you. You're gonna look back to these games again. I was saying the other day, you're gonna look back and man, those early L's, like I heard what Drew Gooden was talking about. Yeah, you can finish strong. I mean, that sounds great. This is not a regular year. It's not a good look for anybody to start slow. Like starting slow means at least be 500. This is beyond starting slow. All right. So this is
lottery now.
Acceptable. Yeah, because it's going to happen so quick because the games are happening so quick. You're literally going to look up, like y'all said, at the end of March, we're 12 games under, and that's that. And some of those 12 games going to be against division folks if you don't get your act together.
And look at it this way.
And it doesn't matter.
And look at it this way. So in January, they have 17 games in that month. 17. It's going to be hell. They got the T-Wolves, Nets, Sixers, Celtics, Heat, Suns, Jazz, Pistons, Cavs again, Hornets, Bucks, Spurs, Rockets, Pelicans, Hawks, Nets. Only like 3 or 4 of them games are like teams that may not be in the playoffs, like kind of on the level trying to figure it out like you. The rest of them are heavy hitters. They think they got a shot.
Like just
and
off the names you ran off, I can only think of Charlotte and Cleveland. That's like even
you got some hope.
Yeah, right. The rest of that, man.
Detroit and the T-Wolves, you got some hope.
Okay, yeah.
But then again, you got to deal with Karl Anthony Towns. And he gonna eat you up because y'all don't have anything inside that can deal with him. You see what I'm saying? It's just like you said, Wilson, you can bring up, man, look, man, I get it. He messed up and all that, but chemistry is a hard thing to get, man. I would have gave John Wall some time to see where it goes. If it's not going well, then yeah, make the move. Russ ain't going nowhere. And it's not even a thing about Russ. But what I'm saying is he's not what I was saying from the beginning. Russ dog, but he's not MVP Russ no more. He can't even dunk right now. You see what I'm saying? He's not, the injuries and the mileage that's taking his toll. He's still effective. He's still going to compete at a high level. But he ain't that dude where, because see, if he was MVP Russ, they wouldn't be on 4 right now. He'd have won a couple of them games. He just went off like, all right, y'all ain't hooping. I'll go get it. We saw him literally carry a team to the playoffs when they lost everybody. Kevin, all them, they left. That's MVP Russ. That's the level. You see what I'm saying? He ain't that no more. You know what I mean? So I would have gave it some time to walk because the chemistry is already there. He know how bad. He know what Brad likes. He knows how to fit. And one thing that John Wall never got credit for, he's one of the best shot blocking point guards I've ever seen. A lot of those little layups at the rim, all he needed, he would have got a couple of those, and that would have made the Bulls have to think twice about going in there. It would have made the Magic think twice about having to go in there. It changes things when there's guys out there that will hunt you. You see what I'm saying? Little things. And then we all know he's a more pure point than Russ. So he'd have been finding guys, prime positions, ready to score and all that. And then he's one of the best in transitions, just like Russ and stuff. And I think this stage in his career, he's a better shooter than Russ. Like, bro. I know, hindsight is 2020, but I was never with that because I felt Russ would be in Houston. He would be there because of his contract. You had time to see what it is to make the move, but you got to start bringing it up because it's not. You can just see right now they're not clicking at all.
And the other thing that hurts so much, and like you said, like I'll probably give it some time. This area is really gonna heat up. About that dark cloud's coming, but even I know we've heard so much like ad nauseum moments about their similarities, but their differences are huge as well. And their differences is we're what we're literally seeing right now is not about the similarities. The differences is what's showing out right now, and it's hurting. Obviously, we're not saying this is the end of the world, but I don't care what they do. You fire Scott, whatever. If you still not playing defense, next coach not gonna have a chance either. I just don't care. And then even offensively, everything they've gotten to a place right now where everything's so based on a 3-pointer, it's disgusting. Then the only 2 players on the team that look like they can hit in mid-range is the backcourt. It's easy to guard y'all. And then you got a bunch of folks taking threes that shouldn't be taking threes. I can do the math. It's not a good look. It's just bad. You're really easy to defend. It's disgusting. Everybody shouldn't be running off pin down. Everybody does earn that right. Just being honest.
Be quiet.
I don't care what the numbers say. This is horrible. It's really easy to defend.
They're going to have these analytic folks in my DM.
And now you can hit me at Willie T Speaks at My Mama Sports. I got time. I won't respond. Like we saw tonight. The other team's eating at the foul line. All these big guards and wings you got on your team and you barely get to the line, that makes no sense. And again, that's one of those things where just because somebody got the body type to do whatever, some folks a little bit more, they almost built to do it where it's easier. They understand how to absorb the contact going down there to initiate it and whatnot. And right now you don't have that here in Washington, and they are struggling mightily for it. Because even when they get there, it's not with force.
Mm-hmm.
You either get there and you miss, or you get there and you finish, or you end up on the ground and we're off in transition, going the other way for an old-fashioned 3-point play because somebody got fouled in transition and you couldn't keep up. And before I get off my little soapbox, all this switching and nobody wants to defend, everyone's going to keep being fooled. When these better teams get here, like you talk about Minnesota, I know young boys coming off the bench. Who on this roster right now is about to stay in front of Anthony Edwards going downhill?
Only Russ and TB or Brill will probably take that charge. Maybe Lopez. That's it. If he can catch up.
This is one of the most consistent things we've seen through 4 games. And then like even that 3-guard lineup, man, throw that thing in the trash. People are all 3 of them are food. Throw it in the trash. You gotta figure something out because they're literally just like, I got a little one on me to the basket. Oh, you're bigger than the other one. You can still go with me to the basket. They don't even care which guard it is. They're all small. In the opposing team's mind, Zach didn't care. We going to the cup. You got Shake Milton was going to the cup. Shake Milton didn't care. Marquette was just taking whoever down there with him. MCW was. Cole Anthony was. Kobe White was tonight. And we know what the league looks like.
Hey, film don't lie, right?
It don't. It don't.
And that scout report is ruthless, man. When they see your weaknesses, that's the name of the game. I'm gonna attack your weaknesses till you adjust, till you show me that becomes a strength. That's the NBA, and they're gonna keep going there. I mean, dog, it's dudes on the Wizards that don't even want to they don't even like being touched on defense. I'm like, how y'all grow up? So I'm like, you gotta get physical. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me started, man. It's just, look, man. Outside TB, obviously the backcourt. You know, Denny will compete, but he a rookie. He young. He's still trying to learn. Outside of that, man, you don't know. You know, and it's just, you don't know, man. You don't know what you're gonna get from night to night, man. So they got some serious changes making. Like I said, yeah, these L's keep coming. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get real.
Yeah, Brooks is gonna be out of here, and then the chatter, everybody excitement about Russ and Bill being here. You think Russ gonna want to stay here through this?
Do you think Bill gonna want to stay here through this?
That was next.
Remember?
Yeah.
It's an option out to leave. It's an option on the. He didn't extend it. He didn't. Come on, man. Because he hooping. You don't want to waste your prime years on this. It's just real, man. It's a bunch of projects, man. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I'm just calling it like it is, dog. I mean, with all due respect, I know Rui ain't playing Babonga, No, I mean, go ahead, man. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna get us banged out here, dog. Go
Nah,
ahead.
look, it's
Only know one way to be.
there's only. No, I got you. Like, look, as currently constructed, there's literally a certain way. Like, there's literally a formula that has to occur for you to get wins, and you can't afford to not play defense. That can't be part of the formula. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Because currently constructed, you do not have enough firepower and/or wiggle room to get over not playing defense.
But
You
here's
just
the
don't.
thing. That's what Bonga is. He does play defense well, but mentally he be out of position a lot. So they prey on him with the back doors and stuff. It's hard to score him like 1-on-1. Yeah, he
Yeah,
slides his feet, he's long, but he falls asleep a lot. He be looking right at the ball. They go back door. Oh, foul. Oh, they make a layup. So it's like that's why Brooks is shuffling the lineup. That's why I'm like, it's not really him because it's like, well, I put some players in. They only give me something on one end, and they don't give me nothing on the other end. Well, let me hurry put these guys in because of this situation. They give me something on the thing we just didn't have, but now they can't do the other thing. They can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like one group can score, can't defend, the other group can defend, but they can't score. So he's trying to find a line of like, damn, like I mean, it's like as soon as Bill and Russ go to the bench or something to get a breather, man, the run just go crazy. All right, they ain't even sit down. As soon as they about to touch the seat, come back. Shit, man. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
it's like
bro, I mean, look, man, look.
the little cartoons where like there's a hole in a boat and they go try to plug it up and another joint pop another leak.
Another whole pop up.
It's
Yeah, the
literally
little
that.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Look,
That's
man,
literally what it
bro,
is.
he in a gunfight. Bro, he in a gunfight, and he got a bunch of butter knives, dog, and they ain't, just
Not
it's
even.
hard.
Yeah, it's tough. So that's the thing. We're gonna see what ends up happening in the coming weeks and months, obviously. But even if he's gone, like again, with the roster is currently constructed, I'm anxious to see if nothing changes, right? Like again, you could change some things schematically, even offensively, but defensively, unless there's some pride kicks in or some want to, man, again, Thomas Bryant, it's going to be a long year for TB. You're not going to be able to stay on the floor.
Yeah.
It's going. I feel bad for the
And here's
kid.
the
He
thing.
wants to rotate and help, but that's a lot, man.
But what happens when he got to deal with Cat or Embiid or Giannis or
Hey, he got his hands full. Yeah.
Barry? He can't. I can't help you. I got to stay with this. Otherwise, it's gonna look like he murdered me. You see,
And
and
all
the
them
thing you said about switching, that's why I
ahead.
hate switching. You brought up switching earlier, and that's the thing I hate about switching. It's going to, if you are already a bad defensive team, that means you're not communicating, you're not talking. It's always going to be a mismatch somewhere. It's always going to be one. Like I remember late in the game, I think it was Garrett Temple. He just ran the court. And they found, I think Cody found him. He had a wide open layup, nobody in sight. Because of the mismatch. They're calling, they're not talking, they're not communicating, they're not pointing. Oh, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him. They just running back looking for a player like it's pickup.
Nah, you're right.
Y'all pros, man. Y'all should know that. They teach you that in grade school. Call out, point, talk. Hell, sometimes, man, if you run into a teammate, you see he not moving, you will push his ass over there. Like, go, get him. Get in the way, dog. Do something.
Hey, look,
You don't
man.
even see
They
that.
know. Look, they know exactly what it is. The message is not going to change. It hasn't changed in 4 nights that we've been on here. I don't want to play the percentages. It's up to them to change what we're discussing come Thursday afternoon or evening or whatever it may be. But they got the Bulls again, and then right after that, I think on Friday they got Minnesota. So they got a back-to-back. Again, the first thing I want to see, if there's not a sense of urgency, you got Chicago, Minnesota, a day off, and you get Brooklyn. You better find your sense of urgency. And you better hope that Brooklyn's coming off the back. You better hope that Brooklyn's coming off a back-to-back, and them 2 dudes ain't playing.
For real.
So they could be 0-7 by Sunday. Ooh.
I'm just it's our job to be objective and throw it out there, right?
Yeah.
You was over here playing with your food at times, and here you are. Here you are. Here, that's schedule about to tighten up. Here you are. And like you said, here come January. There's more heavy hitters sitting in January waiting for you. No.
Yeah, it's about to get sketchy for them, man.
They're gonna have to find like
Did they give up their first round when they traded for what?
I don't know which first round it was. I know they gave up A1. I don't think it was this year's.
Lord.
Pretty sure it wasn't this year's.
I hope not, man. But
Nah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't this. He said, I hope not. Cause yeah, this is tough, man. Cause it's like you said, Cardell, you could have waited a little bit, and now you're here.
yeah, you see what they doing with Harden? Teams ain't biting on that, man. Look, you gonna hoop, keep your value up, and the league will sort itself out. You'll know. Some teams that's expected to win won't be winning. They're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna get desperate. All right, cool. Let's go. They got some pieces we use. That's what you do.
It was a
And you know what I'm saying?
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
All right, so about like a year. Okay, so they missed it by a year. Same difference because if they don't prove, I mean, look at dog.
Yeah,
And they both, and if a couple players opt out,
you're gonna miss that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just saying, man.
All right, y'all. I hope you guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Y'all enjoy Wednesday. We'll be right back here Thursday. The talk to y'all is up to the team that you either root for or you just watching to watch, and we appreciate your support. We just show up to watch it, and again, it's up to them to determine the tone and what we're talking about that evening. So it's up to them, man. They got the Bulls again. But I'll just say this: if they lose to the Bulls come Thursday, I mean, you got swept in your first two matchups this season against the Bulls and the Magic at home, in home and homes. All right, just
boy,
throwing that out there because again, like Cardell said, I'll make sure Thursday I had that January schedule ready to throw up on the screen so y'all can see exactly what we're talking about, man. But it's
one more thing.
Go ahead, Cardell.
Is the ball free? Is he on vacation? Is he, you know?
Hey, man. Hey, look. Hey,
ain't wrestling with that, man.
Hey, hold on, man. Hey, hold on, man. Hey, hold on, man. My man done lived the whole life. He don't need this type of stress in it. Let that man live. He don't deserve this type of stress.
He's like, I ain't touching that.
Hey.
We good over here. You good over here, dog. Like,
I mean, hey, look, he's 1 year removed from a chip. Let that man live. Let him live over there.
I'm just saying, man, give a little advice, dog.
Cardell said, hey, what you charge for consulting, huh? Like, I'm not saying you were me, but if you were me, what would you do? Nah, leave that man be, man. But again, what I'm man. As always, at the Focus TV on all your social media platforms. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Enjoy your Wednesday off because you're gonna need a woosah if you're a Wizard fan after these first little group of games. Because I'm telling you, right, it is tough to watch. It's getting there already, man. We got a whole bunch more. We haven't even gotten to 10 games yet. It's already wearing on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to go ahead and just let this off, get rid of this for a whole day, not think about it, come back with a clear mind for Thursday, and hopefully they give us something else to talk about. Otherwise, again, I'm gonna have a schedule up here on the screen for you guys. Then for Cardell Dudley Jr., we got Raymond Lyons and Wilson Tarpe Jr. You guys have a great night.